In this tutorial, we want to look at the Boolean operator difference in the path function here, this difference here, because someone was asking me why is it that when I do difference I have a line here. I don't want it. So the person did not want to have something like this. He did not want to have a boundary at where he did the difference. He was looking for something like this or like this. Now I'll go on and show you why this was happening or this did not happen, or how to get these. I'm using Inkscape 1.0. so the first thing I'll do is to show this one here. Now let's say you have drawn something like a circle. I went to Shift Control and then I draw this circle here. This circle, let's say that it has no fill, so I take it away, and your intent is to get this. All you can do is to there are many ways you can do this actually, but I'm going to show you how you can do it using difference. Now here, the only thing you can do is you get a rectangle, something like this. It's not necessary whether it's a fill or it has no fill, and then you put it somewhere here. Let's give it a fill, maybe something like this, to make it easier that for you to see that we want this part here. Now I go to Shift with this selected. I go to Shift and select this, and then I go to Path, and then I do difference, and I get this. We repeat the same process by drawing our circle. Now I take the fill away, and then I draw the rectangle again, and then I give it a fill. Now one thing you must notice that for you to be able to get without a line here, this I've removed the fill, so I have only a stroke. So what I need to do is to just go to Path and then Stroke to Path. When I change this to Stroke to Path, where this hasn't got any fill, and I put this here. Now if I go to Shift and select this, I go Path, and then I do difference, and I get this. It cuts here. Now somebody will say, but why, if it has a fill, what is the effect? Let's look at it when it has a fill. So I try to draw this one here. I draw a rectangle, and then I draw a circle. Now this time I'm going to use the circle. Is the one that I'm going to use to do my cut. I would just let me do duplicate so I don't take too much of your time drawing again, and then this I do duplicate again. So I put these here for the time being. I've been using it. Now I bring this here, I put this on this, and then I select this and go to Shift and select this, and I do Path, difference. I get this as I got this without doing anything different. Now if I want to have this one here, you would then what you have to do is that I'll show you what doesn't work and I'll show you what works. So now let me do a duplicate of this again, and then I do a duplicate of this. If you let's select this, and then you will say, oh, then let's change this to let's change this to object to path, and then try to see whether if we put this here we can do the operation. So we have this, and then we go to Shift, and then we do this, we go to Path, difference. It gives us the same thing here. I go back now, and then what I want, let's try to see whether if we give this the rectangle, let's give it let's do object to path, and then also do stroke to path, so that we will see whether this also works or not. Now one thing is that the very moment you do object to path and stroke to path, this thing here is is made up of groups of 2 objects. It's a group. So if it's a group of 2 objects, the difference cannot work on it, because difference is a Boolean operation. It needs only 2 objects. This and this should be one thing, and now this is 2 things. So the only solution around it, let's see whether somebody will say put it and do it and see whether it works. So I put it and do this selected and this selected, and I go to path and I do is difference. You see, it says that one of the objects is not a path because these are 2 objects. It's not working well for it. So the thing to solve this problem is that, first of all, since this is a group of 2 objects, you have to ungroup them so that you have the inner one, that is the fill, apart, and then you have the stroke apart. You have 2 objects that are now separated. Each one is a path. Then what you can do is that you first don't select anything. Select the stroke, and then with the stroke bring the circle you want. And first let's do a duplicate, because you are going to do 2 differences, one with the circle and the stroke, and one with the circle with the fill. So we have, with one circle selected, let's do it with the fill first. For example, I go to shift and select only the fill, and then I go to path and I do difference. Now I need to select the stroke as well, and then I go to shift and select this, and I go to path difference. Now you see I have now been able to achieve what I wanted. So that's what you have to do. You have to select this one and select this differently and do it separately. Then you will get this effect, that in case this is what you are looking for. I hope this helps the person who wanted this. Thank you for watching, and if this helped you in any way, please like my video and please help me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Bye.